Hey guys, it's your girl B. Just wanted to jump on here real quick and see if you guys happened to watch CNN last night when Karen McDougal was on there. Now, Karen McDougal is a former Playboy Playmate who claims to have had a 10-month affair with Donald Trump. And right now she is embroiled in a lawsuit against the National Enquirer for, I don't know, breach of contract, or she wants to get out of the contract or something. I really have not even studied the details of the lawsuit, and I'm not even going to talk about that. I want to talk about this affair that she described last night. So she's on telling Anderson Cooper all about it. So at the beginning, the first thing I thought was, wow, she is such a gorgeous woman. She's very beautiful, like Miss America beautiful, and very articulate. And she came across as very credible to me. But as the interview went on, I realized that A, she's dumb to the dating game, and B, she has absolutely no knowledge of the side chick rules. You got to know those. So yeah, she seemed to be very credible. She had, she was very specific. She had a lot of details, dates, names, places. She had a diary that she kept with all of the information in it. So I believed everything she said. She just seemed like a dumb person by the end of the interview. But anyway, when they first started talking, when he first started asking her a question about how she met Donald Trump and what did she think about dating him, and she seemed to have just like a lot of pride. You know, at the end she was crying and stuff, but at the beginning she seemed to be very proud of the fact that she had been dating Donald Trump. You know, Anderson Cooper would ask her, you know, did you have his phone numbers? I had all his numbers. I had his work number, I had his cell phone number, I had his house number, I had his mama's number, I had his baby mama's number. Right. He said, well, so you guys slept together, what, maybe, you know, dozens of times? Many of dozens. She was actually proud of that, you know, and she was acting like she was winning in all of this. And by the time the interview is over, you can see clearly she was a loser in this game. And I'll get to that. But I just thought by then she just looked like a real big fat dummy. And poor Anderson Cooper. He was just a stuttering and a stammering all through the interview. He could barely get the questions out. And I couldn't understand what was going on with him until I realized that this man is not used to questioning people about this kind of foolishness. He should have called me. But he didn't. But I really hope Anderson gets it together before Sunday night with the interview with Stormy Daniels, because I'm going to be watching that. So I hope it's a little better than it was last night. So he asked her, well, how did you meet Donald Trump? And I guess, you know, he was filming The Apprentice at the Playboy Mansion back in 2006. And I guess she was, you know, hopping around the mansion as a playmate, and he comes up to her and he's talking to her, and she's like, I was just, you know, interested in him because he just seemed to have such a brilliant mind. Brilliant mind? Who you talking about? Donald Trump? Are you kidding me? A brilliant mind? This man thinks that F-35 stealth fighters are invisible jets. He ain't got a brilliant mind, baby. You're the only person in the world that thinks that about him. So she started to lose me a little bit with that statement. And then she said the other thing that she liked about him was that he had good posture. What? What you mean good posture? Who were you dating before him, sweetie? Milton Berle? I just couldn't understand what that meant. But, you know, to each his own. So she said he asked her for her phone number, and she was quite willing to give it to him because, you know, she just wanted to talk. She wasn't really interested in dating him. She just wanted to talk, right? So what do 62-year-old men talk about with Playboy bunnies? Oh, world affairs. That's what she said that she wanted. We talked about politics and things that were going on in the world. Normal stuff. Right. Whatever. So they start this relationship out of just talking. And so one day, his driver picks her up and takes her over to, I think it was the Beverly Hills Hotel or some hotel for dinner. She thought they were going to have dinner. So when they pulled up, she said she got a little concerned because he didn't take her to, I guess, the drop-off point where you would actually enter into the restaurant. That she started getting concerned because she's going, you know, are we about to get a hotel room? But that didn't stop her from going in. So they went and got a room, and they had dinner in the room, and they ended up sleeping together. So after they had sex, she says Donald Trump tried to hand her some money, and she got offended. She said, I don't know what you're doing. I am not that kind of girl. So Donald Trump said, well, you're special then. So she leaves, gets in the car, and she says she started crying because she was so hurt that he could ever think that of her. I wonder why he would think that. Was it your Playboy bunny outfit? I don't know. But she's like, but I always hopped around the mansion with such class and dignity. I don't know how in the world he could think I was that type of girl. As my friend back home would say, child boo. So anyway, that didn't stop her from coming back. I mean, the fact that he thought she was a hooker didn't do anything to stop her from actually having a relationship with Donald Trump. So she now officially becomes his side chick. But here's the problem. You don't need to be a side chick if you don't know the side chick rules. Now, I don't know all the side chick rules. I have never been a side chick, but I have watched a lot of Basketball Wives. I've watched a lot of Basketball Wives. So one thing that I've seen is that, number one, gifts are everything, right? Gifts are everything. She says, okay, first she said, I'm not taking his money because I'm not that type of girl. But she also said she didn't get any gifts from him. She said she had to book her own airline flights. Even Anderson Cooper was like, wait, stop. You had to book your own flights? I guess Anderson Cooper books all his side chicks' flights. I don't know. But yeah, so she did that. And then he would, Donald Trump would reimburse her for the tickets. This girl got absolutely nothing. She didn't even get a Coach bag out the deal. I mean, even Gary Coleman would get his side chick a Coach bag. She got nothing. So, you know, she said that he was getting an apartment remodeled for her. I don't understand why I have to have a remodeled apartment when you are a billionaire. But in any event, she thinks he was doing that. Why do you think that? I mean, if it were me, I'd be like, I'm going to need you to run me by that apartment because I got some ideas about how I want my place to look. But of course she didn't. So she got absolutely nothing out of this deal. So, number two, she's going to this man's house. That's a big fat no-no in the side chick world. You don't do that. Not only is that dumb, it's dangerous and it's downright disrespectful. I was like, what? You actually went to his home and then you were taking a tour of his house? A part of me was like, oh my God, I would have loved if Melania would have popped up while they were in there doing whatever they were doing, and then, you know, put some hands on her and showed her how, you know, how they get down over in Slovenia. But that's the petty side of me. But I can just see, I can see Melania like going at it, like if she dies, she dies. let me stop. But the third thing was they didn't use any protection. Excuse me. She told Anderson that they started to, but then he didn't really want to. And so they talked about it. And, you know, they asked each other a lot of questions. You know, do you do this? Do you do that? Do you do what? I'm like, Anderson, ask a follow-up. Do you do what? Do you sleep around? Hello? What? I just, this woman here. And I don't know, what is she asking him? Am I the only playboy playmate that you're sleeping with? You promise? Just me? She's a big fat dummy. This girl. So she ends up breaking it off in, I believe she said, April of 2007. You know, I guess she put her cottontail and bunny ears on and hopped on down the trail. She said that, you know, her mama didn't want her with him anymore. Whatever. But, you know, here's the thing. This is the part that, you know, I was mad at her for being dumb, but I was also feeling a little sorry for her for being so naive. I guess I should use the word naive, not dumb. But she actually believed this was real love. This was not real love. This was groupie love. This was groupie love. You know, she is treating this relationship as if it's a real relationship, that it's love. And he's treating her like she's some high-paid escort who works for free. She obviously worked for free. So at the end of the day, this girl just really got nothing out of this whole deal. And I was pretty disappointed with her by the end of the interview. So then she goes into her lawsuit and the details surrounding that, which I wouldn't even get into because I don't really think that her lawsuit against the National Enquirer is going to have a big impact on Donald Trump. But if I find out that it does, then you know I'll be right back here talking to you about that BS. All right, so thank you for tuning in. I just had to get that off my chest. If you haven't had a chance to look at that interview, please check it out. It was on CNN last night. In the meantime, I'll talk to you guys later. Stay woke. Peace.